Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Dan Hakim bin Asmira. I am a student from Diploma in Science and my class is AS12003M.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Fitri bin Nazri. I am from Diploma in Science AS12003M.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shirin Arisa binti Rosman. My mentor number is 2019402348. I am from AS12003M. I study at UiTM Jengke, Pahang.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Farhana binti Roslan and I'm from AS120 class 3M.
So, the topic of our presentation today is how do small animals to solve their problems of oxygen and carbon dioxide to enter and exit their cells, and why isn't that solution possible for larger animals? When it comes to the circulation of carbon dioxide and oxygen among the living things and the environment, the first thing that comes in our mind is respiration. Based on physiology, respiration is the movement of oxygen from the outside environment to the cells within tissues and the transport of carbon dioxide in the opposite direction. Meanwhile, in biochemical, respiration is defined to a metabolic process by which an organism obtains energy in the form of ATP and NADPH by oxidizing nutrients and releasing waste products. So, we already know the definition of respiration in the term of physiology and biochemical. The next question is about why all the living things, including us humans, need to undergo the respiration processes. Basically, there are some main reasons why respiration is important for all the living things. The first main reason is to ensure the survival of living things, and the second reason is to generate energy that needed by some living things for movement, locomotion, and more. All living organisms respire. Cells need and use the energy that is formed through this process to assist with life processes in order for organisms to survive and reproduce. Oxygen and carbon dioxide are the main gases involved in the respiration processes for all the living things. Most living things need a supply of the gas oxygen to stay alive. They need this oxygen to get energy from food out of their cells, the smallest part that make up every part of the living thing. The oxygen chemically reacts with sugar inside the cells to release energy. This produces the gas carbon dioxide which the body needs to get rid of and some water. And this is called respiration. In the next session, my friends will explain in detail on how do small animals such as amoeba and paramecium undergo respiration processes, and why larger animals which are insects, birds, fishes and amphibians are not suitable to use the same method.
Have you ever imagined how unicellular respiration? Do they have lungs like other animals? Or do they have moist skin? Or may have a trachea? The answer is not at all. Unicellular like amoeba,
Amoebae or amoebae.
respiration from diffusion. So, before we go further, let's see the amoeba structure. So, this is the structure of amoeba. It has food vacuole, pseudopodia, plasmagel, plasmasoll, ectoplasm, water vacuole, contractile vacuole, and uroid. Amoeba belongs to phylum Protozoa. These are unicellular organisms. There are no organ system in this organism. All the protozoans, including amoeba, obtain oxygen and expel carbon dioxide by a process called diffusion. Amoeba is an aquatic organism. Oxygen is present both in cytoplasm of amoeba and also in water surrounding it. During respiration, oxygen present in cytoplasm is used up. This lowers the amount of oxygen present in the cytoplasm when compared to the surrounding water. When this happens, oxygen present in the water diffuses into the cytoplasm. Respiration is a continuous process. Therefore, oxygen continuously diffuses from the surrounding water into animal. Because of this, carbon dioxide is diffuses from the body into the surrounding water. As respiration is a continuous process, carbon dioxide continuously diffuses out of the animal into the surrounding water. Diffusion through the entire body is fast and spread quickly into the whole body. So we already know about the respiration unicellular. Let's go to the other presentation. Bye bye.
Why isn't that solution possible for larger animals?
Large animals such as birds, amphibians, insects, and fishes exchange gases at a specialized region of body called a respiratory surfaces that increase the surface area for exchange, thus allowing for larger bodies. They cannot maintain gas exchange by diffusion across their outer surface like small organisms. The respiratory surfaces are part of an elaborate respiratory organs such as lungs, gills, and trachea. How do birds breathe? Birds breathe through lungs. Birds have air inside their lung.
Birds face a unique challenge with respect to breathing. This is because they fly, and fly consume a great amount of energy. Therefore, birds require a lot of oxygen to help their metabolic process. They evolve a respiratory system that supplies them with the oxygen needed to enable flying.
Let's take a look for respiration in bird. When a bird inhales, air flows in one direction from the posterior air sacs to the lung. In second inhalation, the air will move to the anterior air sacs. When a bird exhales, air will be pushed out of the anterior air sac.
The flow of air is in opposite direction from blood flow, and gas exchange takes place much more efficiently. This directionality of airflow requires 2 cycles of air intake and 1 exhalation to completely get the air out of the lung.
How do amphibians breathe? Amphibians breathe through lung and skins. Amphibian, like frog, has a very thin, permeable, and moist skin and high vascularized blood vessel which allow gases to pass through easily. Let's take a look for respiration in amphibians. When a frog inhales, muscles lower the flow of buccal, drawing in air through the nostrils. With nostrils and mouth closed, the flow of buccal rises and air forced out of buccal and into the lung. When frog exhales, muscles surrounding lung contract and air forced back out of the lung.
At rest, frog breathe through lung. They are very weak and unable to expand much.
Besides, frogs' hearts mix blood. They must take in extra oxygen through skin. Their skin must remain moist for gas exchange. Besides, their blood vessels lie very close to the skin surface, so air gets absorbed directly into the blood.
Now, let's take a look at respiratory in insect. The respiratory system of insects is separate from the circulatory system. It is a complex network of tubes called a tracheal system that delivers oxygen containing air to every cell of the body. How it works? First of all, insects breathe through small holes in their abdomen called spiracles that located laterally along the thorax and abdomen of most insects. After passing through a spiracle, air enters a network of tubes called trachea. Trachea are reinforced with rings of chitin to prevent them from collapsing. At the end of each tracheal branch, a special cell called tracheole provides a thin, moist interface for the exchange of gases between atmospheric air and a living cell. The air flow through tracheal system are starting from spiracle and then trachea, followed by tracheole and lastly tissue cells. Insects are divided into 3 groups, There are small insects, large insects, and aquatic insects. For small insects, gas exchange occurs by diffusion only. Passive movement of air into the trachea and diffusion brings in enough oxygen to support cellular respiration. Meanwhile, larger insects actively pump air into the tubes. Larger insects with higher energy requirement must ventilate air in and out of the trachea through rhythmic body movements produced by muscles. Next is aquatic insects. Aquatic insects must seal their spiracles when they are under the water to prevent flooding their tubes. Some aquatic insects even have specialized spiracles that can puncture underwater plants and access their plants' oxygen storage centers. Respiration in fish takes place in gills. Gills can collect dissolved oxygen from the water and release carbon dioxide. Gills are consist of gill arcs, gill filaments and lamella. Gill filaments extending from gill arcs, lamella lining each gill filament. Gas exchange takes place in lamella as water flows through them. It increases the surface area to allow more gas exchange to take place, just as the alveoli do in the lungs. The effectiveness of gas exchange in fish's gill is increased by first, ventilation, and second, countercurrent flow of blood and water. That's all from me. Thank you.